That only took 50 takes. I don't know how bad that was. So maybe you recognize the song. Leave your comments in the description if you recognize that song. If my playing was mediocre enough to you to recognize, you better recognize. My dog eats ice. All right, here we got the infamous donut operator, police apologist, violence condoning oath breaker slash ultra bootlicker. He was a former cop. He quit doing that. He was also on the SWAT team, so I'm sure he raided people for victimless crimes like drugs. Um, in one video, there was an 84-year-old grandmother who was gathering field greens with a kitchen knife for her husband. My grandma did that. My mom did that. Dandelion leaves are delicious. If you don't understand how good dandelion leaves are, they call it horta. Olive oil, lemon, salt, dandelion leaves are so good. That's beside the point. 84-year-old grandmother, kitchen knife, out gathering field greens, doesn't speak English very well. I guess she was doing it somewhere where people got offended and needed to call the police. Um, uh, Police show up, drop the 84-year-old grandmother, drop the knife. Ended up tasing an 84-year-old grandmother because she was collecting field greens for her husband to eat. So, and he was making excuses like, a cop could get impingement. He could slit his little finger and he could be hurt. Remember, we're talking about 84-year-old woman on her last days of life getting tased over gathering field greens. That's not what this one's about, but I'm just trying to give you some context as to who Donut Operator is. He made a video about me a long time ago. We had about the same amount of subscribers. I've been challenging him to a debate since 2017, over 100 times. I'm trying to get him to debate me. He sends me messages during Christmas wishing me a Merry Christmas. He roundabout tries to be cool with me. Bro, if you don't have the balls to debate me on a live stream, everything that comes out of your mouth, you're not willing to back it up, and you're not credible. Point blank, bottom line. Now let's get to today's video. There's a homeless guy sleeping in a mall. The people there told him he needs to go, and he's threatening violence against them, saying, I'll put you in a chokehold. So the 9/11 call is that there's a homeless man there threatening violence. So the Santa Clarita police or sheriff or whoever they are, they send out a female, and this guy is at least a foot taller than her and double her weight. So that was their plan of action. Now, I'm going to pause this constantly. If you don't like it, sorry. Let's hear Donut Operator, and let's hear my opinion. And I also saw this on High Impact Flicks. This guy will not debate anybody. He will not. The first 3 minutes of this was him running a commercial because now he has millions of followers. I wanted to set up a dummy account like him and put just bootlick and bootlick and bootlick and bootlick just to show how YouTube would promote me through the thing. But the thing is, you have to do so much work just to prove that. We should have one of our guys set up ultimate bootlicker channel that just praises cops over and over again. It'll probably blow up because still in this country, for no good reason other than brainwashing, they still think cops are the good guys, the protagonists. They still use the blue line bingo sayings like, if you're not breaking the law, the cops won't bother you. That's a lie. Flat out lie. Here's the deal. Here's what's going to... Okay. Let's watch Donut Operator's coverage of this shooting.
At around 11 p.m., deputies with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department responded to a call of a man who was trespassing right outside of a local mall. You see, some people who worked at the mall found a big homeless man sleeping on the bench. They said he was a transient when they called 911, which is a fancy word for hobo. The caller stated that they tried talking to him, but he just got belligerent, wanted to fight people. Nobody wants to fight a homeless man. That means you have to touch them.
The homeless are beneath me. I'm donut operator.
Thank you.
Hello. Just calling from the West Valencia Mall. Just calling because we basically have this transient who was causing issues at first, but we found him sleeping in front of these. We tried talking to him, I know, it's private property, you can't sleep here, but he does not want to leave at all. Like, he just basically wants to start a fight whenever we go up to him, try to make him leave.
So he wants to start a fight. He's threatening violence against the employees on private property.
Do you want us to come there and trespass him?
Yeah,
and immediately the first thing cops will do is respond with force or violence. You want us to basically threaten him to leave the property, or else we're going to force him to leave the property. Is there no other option than that? How about medical? How about enough cops there to control somebody like that?
Basically, like, just to come down here and just make him leave property, because whenever we try to talk to him, he just gets really irate and just basically just says, the only way I'm going to get out of here is if I put one of you in the chokehold, stuff like that.
You know, while we're talking...
So twice in the 9/11 call, he threatens violence. And they decide to send a female. I'm assuming she's small. A small female. And that means nothing other than the fact is men, generally speaking, are stronger than women. Are there huge women that are strong? Yes. But if you take the best of the best, the man will always win. That's why women have special privileges like Article 9. That's why there's women's sports. That's why there's women bathrooms, etc., etc. There's a reason. Men can overpower women, generally speaking.
Talking about this.
That's why when there's a guy threatening violence twice on a 9/11 call, you shouldn't send only one woman, first of all. You should send more than one cop, and it shouldn't be a woman, because there's a guy that you might have to use force against.
I'll tell you what, a baton is only good for two things in policing: tearing down spider webs and poking homeless people who are asleep. That guy just needs a little pokey doodle with a baton.
Now he shows this video as if this is justified, this beating, and he thinks it's funny, this beating this guy gets. This is like a joke for him.
No, not that kind of poke. Just
not that kind of poking. Not the normal kind of poking we do. Just a little pokey poke. Not a beating with a soundtrack like we like.
Little boop boop. Our 50-year-old suspect was just chilling in front of the mall when our police officer pulls up. Now let's take a look at it through her body camera and listen to what's going on. The first couple of seconds there isn't any audio because that's just how body cameras be sometimes.
Pockets out really quick.
What is in your pocket? I'll sound I can already see something sketchy about this. His hands are in his pockets. Cops hate when your hands are in your pockets.
What was it that was in your pocket, though? Turn your pockets out really quick.
What is in your pocket?
So look, I'm just coming over because the security for the mall.
Yeah, I'm not going to move at all. I will actually kill every that comes here.
Okay, well.
Oh, he just threatened murder to anyone that comes here. So this guy's trying to die. He doesn't care. He's fed up with life. He's homeless. He's not getting the help he needs. Maybe he's not doing it himself. Maybe he's got a drug habit. The point is, this guy's ready to die. Now, there's one female cop on the scene, and she's not calling for backup. As soon as I heard, I'm going to kill everybody, first thing I'm going to do is take a few steps back so he's not within striking range and call for backup and maybe start with some pepper spray.
Well, we don't want that.
Well, that's a doozy. He has his hands in his pockets. She's being super courteous and professional with him. And some of the first words out of his mouth are, I'm going to kill every f***er who comes here. Uh-oh. From watching the short amount that we've already seen, I'm going to go ahead and call it and say that he's probably on drugs and alcohol, both, or I don't know. He looks a little messed up. He's swaying a little bit. He's slurred his speech. His eyes are glossy. He probably...
Dude, that was just like a script he just read right there. How do you know his eyes are glossy? His eyes are glossy, slurring. Where are you getting all this from? Did you guys see everything he just said? He sounded very coherent and clear sounding to me.
We shouldn't tell a cop right when they walk up that he's going to kill them.
Look, I'm just trying to talk to you, okay?
Okay, I'm going to sleep right here so you can do what you want to do.
Okay.
You're either protecting the fan or I'm going to destroy your fucking human being.
So there's two threats within not too long of each other, still not calling for backup.
Understand?
I understand, but why are you coming at me like that?
Well, I'm just letting you know.
And I'm just letting you know too, okay?
Don't tell me what to do at all.
I'm not letting you know. I'm not telling you what to do.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know what security has advised us. Okay?
I am security for the whole country.
Okay.
You want Iran and China to fucking bust your nut or what?
No, not at all.
Well, I'm
Did
the
I
guy.
say that?
Listen to me.
Did I say that?
Did I say that? Now her ego takes over. Instead of trying to de-escalate, obviously this guy has a problem. You should be calling for backup, still hasn't called for backup, and retreating backwards. Be ready to defend yourself. But no, her ego got offended. She thinks she's going to take control of this conversation, and everything goes straight to hell.
Just listen.
No, I'm telling you right
Listen.
No, I'm going to tell you, because I have a lethal belt on, so I'm going to tell you how it is, and I'm going to go straight to lethal instead of trying to de-escalate and maybe using spray, maybe then a taser, maybe then if your life's in imminent danger, go for a lethal. But you'll see she pulls lethal first.
now. No, we're not doing that.
You know what?
Hey, you better step back, dude. Step back.
I'm gonna fuck your ass up.
Okay.
So now we have like 3 or
Still hasn't called for backup.
4 death threats, and he's still advancing on her. He lays hands on her, and fortunately for her, he's a little bit slow, but that doesn't mean he still can't overpower her and take her firearm. He can still do some damage. He's a big old boy. And of course, I'm not saying this could happen just because she's a woman. There have been many male police officers who have been overpowered and their gun was taken and they got executed. I'm just saying he big and she small. As we all know, before we get into the shooting part, that a gun is the great equalizer. Remember, kids, when someone says there needs to be more gun control, that means they don't want women to be able to protect themselves.
That's the only thing he said in this video that's correct.
Just
Probably a mainstream Republican douchebag.
to press on the point that I'm talking about, where someone being overpowered, do you remember that one call where the female officer got really close to that pickup truck that was loitering out in the middle of nowhere, and then the guy pulled a gun on her and then pulled her into the truck and almost shot her? No! And shot the suspect.
She did a lot of squealing there. The guy pulled her in. Another cop came and killed him. No problem. That's fine.
Through the windshield one time, killing him. Another recent incident in Ohio, a female officer pulled a man over that was bigger than her, and he overpowered her to the point where another person on the side of the road had to run up and help her.
So, first problem is you're impeding somebody's freedom over a victimless crime. I doubt there was any victim created here. That's why you shouldn't randomly be stopping people for nonsense like tag lights and registrations and administrative garbage. Because things like this can happen and people can die. That's why you always favor the citizen, and the founder said better that 100 guilty men go free than one innocent man be put in prison. And there you go. Generally speaking, men are stronger than women. So I'm not saying women shouldn't be cops, but women, if you are going to be a cop, you should probably be super physical fit, more than the average man, first of all. Secondly, you should probably know how to do hand-to-hand combat and learn everything you can learn how to disable a person without killing them or without you getting hurt. So if you're a woman cop, you literally have to strive twice as hard as the men, unfortunately, because we're born bigger, more muscular. That's just reality. Or we could go by today's reality, and this cop can just be like, I identify as a man, and then all of a sudden overpower him.
Again, I'm not saying that just because they're women. There's a lot of badass police women out there. For instance, one badass that we haven't covered on this channel before, I don't know if you guys saw this shooting, the off-duty officer in Chicago. What? Shootings in Chicago? Are you serious, Donut?
Like, that's your... Dude, when you hear the word douche chills, when someone's such a douche, they give you chills. That's him, dude. I hate to even be watching this video, but High Impact Brian did a cover on this. Brian asked him to debate. He didn't even get a response. And when I asked him to debate, we had similar subscribers, so I don't want to hear he's got so many subs. What it is he don't want to be discredited because you can't back your argument of violence. You can't just say because the law says so, but that doesn't work that way. Be a human being. And when people say cops are just human, but they don't act like other humans. They don't act like other humans.
Chicago, the safest city in America. Our suspect was arguing with a group of people, so the off-duty police officer exits her apartment and tries to tell everyone to calm down. When she turns to go back in her apartment, the suspect lunges for her handgun, which turns into a struggle.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
She said, "I'll kill you," and she's not playing. If someone with a gun says, "I'll kill you," you should probably listen to them.
You got to kill me now. Watch this. I'm sorry. You got me. I told you, dummy. It's okay.
You got me. So again, this is a good shoot. Guy attacked her. I'm fine with it.
Okay. Thank you, shot me for real.
She said she was gonna fucking do it, dummy. Anyway, he died. On that note, you'll notice that the great equalizer here was the gun, just like I said earlier. Let's get back to our original story. Much like what we just watched, it involves 2 shots also.
Step back right
I
now.
said, get the fuck out of here now.
Step back right now. I'm gonna fight. Stick to it.
Finally, after 2 threats of violence from 9/11 and several threats of murder on scene, she finally gets on the radio. They could have been already on the way.
Fight.
They should have been already on the way from the 9/11 call. There's a guy threatening violence against the mall employees. Please send more than 1 cop. Send 14 female cops. I don't care.
Get off me. Get off me. If you come any closer, I'm gonna shoot you.
So immediately she goes for lethal. No pepper spray. No taser. Why can't you spray him first? Now he can't see and he's wandering around. And then tase him. And then try to pin him down until your backup gets there. That should have been there already.
I'm gonna shoot you, dude.
I'm gonna fucking
shoot you.
Nina.
I'm gonna shoot. 6-2
Get the
fight.
fuck out of here now.
Get up. Stop. You don't.
See, as of right now, his hands are visible. There's no weapon in his hands. And I don't believe her life or limb is in imminent danger, considering how much weaponry and defense tools she has on her belt. But she went straight for the lethal. She's scared for her life.
I'm gonna shoot you.
This is why I was thinking that he's on something. He takes 2 shots to the chest like a champ. One
Oh, this is why you're thinking he's on something?
of them, I'm guessing, to the heart.
Not from the 9/11 call to begin with?
Unfortunately, our internal organs really hate bullets putting holes in them. So despite him being a pretty big, tough guy, he stumbles around for a couple of seconds, collapses, and never gets up again. Honestly, it could have been a suicide by cop situation too, but perhaps we'll never know.
I'm gonna shoot you, dude.
Shoot.
Get off me. Get up. Get up.
Well, did he think he was going to swat away the bullets right there? And that's amazing how he took... I don't know what drug you're on, dude. I'd like to try it. If you could take a almost point-blank round to the chest and then he walks back to where his bed was and lays down and dies. How do you walk after getting shot in the torso twice like that?
Stop moving.
I think it's starting to hurt now, and he's realizing this is it. Because finally, he just kind of slowly came to a stop. This is ridiculous, dude. What are you on?
I'm gonna continue to shoot you. Stop.
Calmly walks back to his bed and dies, and lays down and dies. How?
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Shots fired. Confirm your location.
In front. Lower level. Suspect
All right, nappy time.
down.
In front of.
Do not move. Not move. Do not move.
This is sorry responding.
How do you think this officer handled this? Do you think anything could have been done differently?
Not that great. And yes, first thing that could happen, 9/11 call, 2 threats of violence against innocent citizens. You should send more than 1 female cop. Female cop shows up there, which should have been more than 1 cop, considering the guy's threatening violence. Threatens to kill her several times, doesn't call backup. So maybe you get out the car, put down your ego, try de-escalation, and when you see someone that's how much taller than you and already threatening violence, maybe call for backup right then. What else? Pepper spray. You could say it might not have worked, but we're never going to know if it would have worked, and we will never know if this guy could have survived and turned his life around. You never know. Could use the taser. So spray, taser, go with that. lethal used to be the last option when you were a cop. As a matter of fact, when I was a child, police were trained to shoot low to stop the person. Nowadays, they just want to end their life. That way they can't testify in court because dead men tell no tales. She could have shot low. She could have shot him in the leg. Again, why straight to the torso? And again, there was nothing in his hands. I don't believe her life at that moment was in imminent danger. She probably did, and that's for a jury to decide. So what else could have been done better? Maybe have medics or counselors, or use some of your resources you're fighting with the drug war and have homeless teams that help the homeless, like really help the homeless. It costs the taxpayer money, but I'd rather the drug war money that he used to fight for goes to the homeless and fix the homeless problem. We're supposed to be America here. How can we have this big of a homeless problem? So there you go. Cream-filled donut, Cody. This is Cody right here. That's his real name. And if your name's Cody or Dakota, I probably slept with your mom back in the day. Because all the girls I was sleeping with, when they had kids, they were naming them Cody and Dakota. When I first saw this guy, he had a big emo skater haircut, and I believe he has a skateboard store. So this guy's getting rich off being a police apologist bootlicker. He will not debate anybody, and he thinks because if it's written down, he's allowed to do it. No guilt. He can sleep at night. No morals. Tase an 84-year-old woman. Shoot a guy with no weapons in his hands. Doesn't have the common sense or critical thinking ability to how many other hundreds of ways you could have solved this problem without a man having to die. There you go. Donut operator. I know you're going to see this. Someone's going to send it to you. Grow a pair and debate me. I would have left you alone 4 years ago if you had the balls to debate me, but you don't. Do it, bro. You thought you were going to do the hit and run police style? You make a video about me and then ha ha ha. No, bro. That's not how it works. You come at me, I come at you until the score's even. Let's have a debate, grow a sack, and use your words, not an AR-15 or whatever assault rifle you use for the drug war. And there you go. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Sorry about my bad guitar playing. Do you know that song? Leave comments, share my videos. Unfortunately, YouTube boosts this type of material because this guy has millions of subs. And when I got to about 250,000, they just flatlined me, demonetized me, throttled me back. Say what you want. It's not a fair playing field because if it was, I'd have 30 million subscribers and he'd have 4 million subscribers. Thank you, everyone. Peace, tranquility. Check out my new t-shirts and my coin rings in the Etsy link below the description. Thanks for watching.